as a homeowner, when you're looking at a tree, what should they be looking at for possible red flags?
Consulting arborists can provide the best value, actually, in many cases for a homeowner when they actually call us before they need us. That is, they think their tree is fine, or maybe they've just acquired the property and these trees are new to them. They have no history with them, and they want to know what they need to do. So I think oftentimes the arborist can provide the best value before something negatively has happened to the tree, like a large limb failure or a significant disease has started, and so on. So calling us sooner rather than later can really help the longevity and the outcome for their trees.
As I often say on this program, the right plant in the right place, and a lot of tree problems pop up because the tree wasn't put in the right place, or it was the wrong tree for that location. We've seen this happen. Trees have an interesting history here in the Central Valley and in the Bay Area as far as popularity goes. It seems like every generation has been subject to the perfect tree. So back in the 50s and 60s, it was the Modesto ash, for example, which turned out to end up having a lot of problems. And we've seen that repeated with other tree varieties, and I'm sure it happens across the country as well, where a species gets overpopulated and problems develop. And it's, again, right plant in the right place.
Absolutely. I think that is probably where we see, I guess, some of the most common problems where really the wrong species was planted in the wrong location, and the future growth, the size, structure, maintenance, and so forth was really not properly considered, whether that's because it's too close to a house foundation or it's too close to hardscape like walkways, patios, and decks, or it's near an arbor, or there's some other structure that's partially above it, impinging on the crown. But right tree in the right location is paramount. And so I would encourage all your listeners to really do their homework, and because trees are a big element and rather permanent in the landscape, to really do their homework before planting trees to make sure that you have a right species that's not only going to look good when you plant it and in the first few years, but then stand the test of time and increase in value and attractiveness over a long period of time. And I know on your show in the past, you recommended different resources, and one of those is the Cal Poly Select a Tree website, which has very good objective information on the tree with photographs.
It is an excellent website that lists the pros and cons of just about every tree grown, I think, and it's a great resource to use if you want to find out more about a particular tree you're interested in. Just do an internet search for Cal Poly Select Tree, and that site will come up, and it's very good information that you can find there.
Absolutely. I'd say another one, which I know you've also mentioned, which is a stellar site, is the University of California Cooperative Extension, their integrated pest management website, because there people can also search individual trees and get a feel for the kinds of issues that they may have, whether they're a living thing or a biotic issue, whether it's a pest or a disease, or if it's an abiotic disorder caused by a soil issue, water issue, or nutritional issue. And that site has also some excellent information that can help individuals ferret out, problem trees to perhaps not include in their thought process for, installing them on their property.
No, yes, indeed. There's a lot of good information provided by the University of California Ag and Natural Resources. And if you want to do a specific search, use your favorite internet search tool and put in the name of the tree, followed by the letters UCANR. So name the tree, then UCANR, and up will pop probably the IPM page that you're talking about for that particular tree, and you'll be amazed at the number of things that can go wrong with trees.
At times, it seems like it can be an endless amount of disorders or pest problems. But I often find that if you have the right tree in the right location for your right microclimate, and it's maintained properly, that oftentimes just by starting off with the right tree and then applying good cultural requirements for that tree during its life, that alone tends to lessen the type of problems that you can expect to have with that tree.
Michael Santos, consulting arborist in the San Francisco Bay Area, also with the American Society of Consulting Arborists. If you need to find a consulting arborist near where you live, visit ASCA, then a dash, consultants.org, ASCA-consultants.org, and click on the tab that says Find a Consulting Arborist. Well, there's the barking dogs indicating we have to wrap this up. Michael Santos, thank you so much for a few minutes of your time explaining what a consulting arborist is.
Thank you, Fred. It was my pleasure.